Hi everybody, I hope this hangs on now. I want to show you the rest of that video. Has the string of pearls and it has God's planet that's connected by a veil and Nibiru, or the other way around, Nibiru and then the planet. So I'm going to show you it starting up here again. There's the planets. There's Nibiru, did you see it? There's that planet. Really look at Up and Up by Coldplay. Look at the Chainsmokers, Hero. Check out some of their titles. I would suggest Violet Hill. When you think you've had enough, don't ever give up. Yeah. I don't know why my phone pooped out on me because uh what's I gonna say? Because um I cleaned out all the files, excuse me. I was trying to that's silly on me, sorry. But yeah, I cleaned all the files, so if it goes kaput again, um I might come back and say goodnight or something, but um for anybody who's bored stiff out there, you know, like towards the end of the night when you're kind of tired and you don't feel like doing nothing more, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So took care of my puppy dog today. New flea collar, new collar, them drops between her shoulder blades and all that good stuff. Washed all her bedding and, you know, taking care of babies. So, yeah. What was really interesting in my life is I raised African clawed frogs. Some were leopard ones and some were albino. They had black claws, white skin, and red eyes. One was named Powder and the other one was named Odie off of Andy Griffin, that drunk that I figured, well, his eyes had to have been red, so I called the guy Odie. And Odie was the coolest thing, and they used to sing. They'd like purr. They'd be in their tank going purr, purr, singing to me and standing up against the glass. Odie always did that. Well, Powder would right behind him, and I had them for 13 years. They live about 25 years out in the wild, and it really bothered me that they were even in a pet store because I love frogs. I in biology I did an operation on a frog, took some fatty tissue out, sewed them back up, and the person's frog who lived won a prize, and yeah, mine did. But so I was a good surgeon. That was gross. And I couldn't fish with frogs either. I tried putting a hook through one's mouth, and it's like I just can't do this. And even the people that bought frogs from me, um, I couldn't deal with it. The summer before, with my broken toe, a guy had come and was going to dig out a tree stump with his skid loader. So he got back in the back of my room here and dug a hole right by the stump, never got it out. Well, in the meantime, it proceeded to fill up with water and lemon frog tadpoles. Well, then the leopard frogs started coming in and eating them. At first, I thought that, and the lemon frogs are a tiny little green tree frog that come all the way from South America all the way up to Canada. And they're just the prettiest little things. And I was like naming these things, and there was hundreds, but lots were getting eaten every day. So I channeled out little pools and filled it with water. This was the year before. Instead of setting up my pool, I had a broken toe, but I was digging ditches and trenches to alleviate this water out of the hole and send the frogs closer to the creek. and it was a nightmare. I spent all summer on it practically trying to save tree frogs. That was crazy. But yeah, I'm a frog lover. I'm an animal lover, all animals. I've gone to great lengths to save a lot of them, you know. Didn't always work. I brought a full frozen calf in. My boss told me to leave out and freeze to death. $500 calf. You'd think that rancher would care. No. But I brought him in and I fed him a bottle, warmed him up by the stove, but he died in my arms. It was too late. And I could have took him in the barn. I asked him earlier in the day before it started getting icy, and I did wish bad on that dude. That was the last time I ever wished bad on anybody like that. I mean, like sparks flying in my mind. I was so pissed, hurt, upset, just fucking freaked out. So, and God save me. He saved the fireball. He's like, don't you be no witch. You're dead right now if you do. And it wasn't even that. It was just him going, the scolding of it all. But I was so hurt. I couldn't believe this dude let that baby die. I slept in my barn with my calf, got her ankle cut. My dad had put her over in the neighbor's pasture to eat that down for him. And Wilma and Bessie, and I had Willie. My two girls were over there, and Bessie tried to crawl through the fence to get back home, and she cut her ankle open. So I put her in the barn, and I got her sulfur blue coat, this medicine, and she was laying there crying, oh, oh, and I laid there with her and cuddled her, and she is my baby. I did that with my horse too, the first time she was cold, just young and stupid, even though I had been riding ever since I was like 4 or 5. But it's like, yeah, think 5, my first pony ride. But then I started saving up my money and I go out to these riding stables and um, rent a horse for an hour or two. And then I started taking care of the stables and I could ride for free. So, hey, don't beat that. Or even help saddle up stuff, and learned a lot. Mm-hmm. Learned how to take care of my own and took care of my dad's and my mom's horse. My mom's horse was sort of like mine. I actually even rode her home from close by where we were. And my first one was Welsh and quarter horse. She was a black pony with a spade on her head, so we called her Spade. And it was my cousin's first, but they were tearing down the old farm and I got her. She was 6. And then my dad had a big black Tennessee Walker named Alita, and she was a horrible horse because she was so spoiled. Papers and all that. Then another paper one was my mom's Velvet. I picked this horse out for her. She was just gorgeous. I taught her how to bow so my mom's short little chubby self could get up easier on the girl and raise her back up, and she's like a 300-pound woman. So poor Velvet. But she looked like National Velvet, and she was a Morgan Walker quarter horse mix. So let's see, I just don't know how much time I have here, so I'll just jabber maybe for a while longer here. And you know um oh, I was on Seven Spalding's channel today. Luna Bell is his moderator over there. Luna Bell 1111. Sweet, 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 sweet. Really, they both are. They're very charming people. The whole group. It's like family. They are. I've been hoping all the good channels can get together and realize who's real and who isn't without any trollish arguments and all that baloney. Like little jabs here and there for no reason. So makes you want to give little jabs here and there for every reason, that type of thing. I'm not playing. I don't play well. Actually, I win. I don't play. So that's me. Not just fighting either. I like chess and checkers, all kinds of board games. I'm not big on Monopoly. I always would play like a fool. I would let everybody get all the properties and take all my money, and then I wouldn't really whine about it, but snail off. And because everything I played, like cards and everything with my dad, my brother, even when I was dealing, unless I was went to play blackjack for myself, can't win. When I'm the dealer, nobody wins. It was unbelievable. So, like card games and stuff, I was really lucky like that all the time. So, I don't know. Really good dealer, made a lot of money, lots of tips. And then we started having to split our tips, which I didn't think was fair because, like, if everybody's there having a good day paying me, why should I share that, you know? And they don't share it like that. And like Atlanta and Vegas and them places, it's like you cheap ass people. But whatever. I thought I considered going back there, but yeah, there's other casinos and other opportunities, whatever I want to do. I don't know what I want to do or if I want to do anything. So, I don't know. You know. So, what are you guys going to do for the 4th? Tomorrow I'm going to get on here. I'm going to tell you about what Independence Day means to me and why I chose that for my wedding date. So, and that was the first day I ever met my birth mother. Another nightmare, but whatever. You know, I told her straight up. There's time, not times actually, well, quite often that if she wasn't dead, I would have wanted to kill her for the shit I had been through, you know, because I never would give up a child. I couldn't find it in me. No matter what age I was, I wouldn't be able to do that. So I've been caring for kids. I took a babysitting Red Cross course, one of my courses when I was 12. Started babysitting and working in a preschool, and it's like, nah, you just don't give your kid away. She already had one, and they didn't want to help her with another, so they took me to the orphanage, and they went back like 7 or 9 days later to see because my grandmother couldn't live with herself, and I was gone. So and then somebody took me for 2 weeks and they brought me back to the orphanage. And the people that adopted me the second time hadn't realized that I had already been adopted out once. And I don't even know what they called me the first time. So I know what my mother named me before she gave me away, Kathleen Marie Slauson. And then I was called baby girl through the state. I have no idea what they called me after that, and then they named me Barbara Susan Colleen after that, and then I've had a lot of last names after that, so I've been called a lot of names. You know, that's okay with me. I like calling names too. You know, see how that is. Kind of works like that. You know, what do you think? Like everything's like church in God's house. Not nowadays, you know. He says, speak your mind, people. Tell people what happened to you. Tell people why it happened to you. Tell people who did it to you. We want to know. I want to know who hurt you. Where do they live? Are they close? Can I go and like talk at them? Because I would. Believe me. Come get me. I'll go with you. I'll talk to anybody anywhere. I'll put them in their damn place too. I'll get to know them for 5 minutes and they won't like it. So, and that's true with anybody. It's two things God taught me when I was very young: how to size people up with their spirit and how to size people up with their physical self for my own protection. So that's what listening to God gets us. And, you know, that's real, you know. So I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Like I was saying earlier, Doug brought home roasted chicken from this place, Grandy, Minnesota. And it's called the Brass Rail. A little pub type place, but they have like farm raised chickens for through the generations. These people have done chicken, and my oldest son Luke was 4. We went there with my parents, And the first time Luke ever ate any meat, he was 4 years old, and I handed him a little strip of chicken breast, and he looked at it, he grabbed it, started eating it. I'd like totally freaked out. I was like, whoa. Because, like, I didn't even give my kid any sugar. I freaked out one time. My mother in law was sticking a sugar cookie in my baby's face when he was a month old. I flipped. I can't help it. That's just the way that is. I mean, I didn't swear at her or anything. I go, what do you think you're doing? He's not even supposed to have any food, let alone sugar. You're giving one of his first bites of food sugar? Yeah, I flipped. I actually went, well, she did so many Satanistic things. Oh, her and her whole family. Oh, I can't believe the nightmares that I was around. And um, it's not like I was conditioned to accept this because I never could accept it or shut my mouth. And so it's like hated and hated on, and beat on and tricked and screwed with, and everywhere I go, everywhere. Doesn't matter what or who, Satan uses them. Always. It's like he must whisper in her ear, well, you've had it way worse than her. Why don't you try and piss her off? Because she hasn't had enough. And then you find out that I've had way more and you might get hurt. And I might come and find you. That's how I am. Right now, I have nothing to do in my life but talk to people that